First thing, I will rename my objects. Let's make that knife, that one handle, and I think I will merge these two objects. Right click, connect objects, and delete. And also I will make my symmetry editable. Press C. Now I will unwrap these objects. So I will switch my layout to UV edit, and I can't see anything because my object doesn't have a UVW tag. So I will go to material and say set UVW from projection. But also I will select my seams. So I will go to selections and select phone break selection. And I think it made a really good job. So I will accept that selection. So I will say select all, but I will deselect these ones. And also I will select these edges inside these holes. So these edges will be my seams for these insides of the holes. Okay, now I will just say UV unwrap. But you need to be in the edge mode. So let's look at if we have something wrong. It looks okay except that part. Let's see, double click on that edge polygon island, and it is right here. I think I can solve that with the box projection. Yes. And I need to rotate these polygon islands. It's really easy. I will just select the middle edge, then say align UV islands. And anymore, that one. Okay, now I will select them all and go to UV packing and select bounding box, then apply. But I think I'm gonna rotate them like 90 degrees, and I will do it from my transform tab. Okay, now I will enable my UV map in the viewport, so we can see that if we have any kind of distortion. And I think that looks perfect. We have no distortion, so we can move on. Now I will try to unwrap the handle, but first I will hide the knife and make a loop selection. But before that I need to add UVW tag. So right click, material, set UVW from projection. Then I will go to selection. And let's first select that one. Also here. Then here. I think these are gonna be enough. So first let's try that. I will select them all. Set UVW from projection. Actually it's already there, so I will switch edge mode and say UV unwrap. And it looks like it did a really good job, but let's first check enable UV map. So let's see if we have any distortion. And I think we don't have any. So, but these cylinders don't look that good. And if you have this kind of objects like cylindrical I will always use automatic UV and pack. So now I have these ones. For them, I need to select a seam, and I will select these edges. Okay, now I will select these. Then switch edge mode, say UV unwrap, and I think I forgot that one, or made a bad selection, so I will do that one more time. Double click to select these. I think it should work now, so I will select that UV ions, switch edge mode, say UV unwrap. Yes, now all looks perfect. Now I will create ambient occlusion maps for texturing. So I will change my layout to standard and create a material. I will only enable my luminous channel and the ambient occlusion effect and apply to the knife. So first thing, viewport won't show the ambient occlusion map. So I will enable my interactive render region. And first thing, I will decrease my length, something like 25. And I will invert my gradients. So we are started to getting something, but I will enable self-shadowing, invert direction. So I think I need to increase my length. Let's make it 10. Okay, now I can turn off render region. And to get a better result, I will increase my accuracy to something like 90 and increase my samples like 128 to 512. Now I will go to my knife, right click, go to material tags, select back material. First I will set my resolution. I will make it 2K, but you can make it 4K or whatever you like. And in the options I will enable my luminance. I will say auto UV off because I already unwrap my object. So I will just say back. Okay, it is done and it looks really good, except that part, but you won't see that part, so it's not much important. So I will not do that again. But if you want to get a clean ambient occlusion map, you can turn off the handle and one more time. So I will save that. Now let's do the same thing for the handle. So I will just select my material tag and material tag and drag them to my handle. And this time I will hide the knife. Then go to back, material tag and back. So let's check the map. And I see some bad spots, but I will mask them anyway, so I think we can save that too. Okay, I can start to paint now. So first I will enable my knife and delete these tags and also materials. Then I will switch my layout to 3D paint. Now I will set up my objects for painting. So I will click here. And this is gonna show the objects in my outline. Then I will deselect all, then select my knife, then say next. and I don't want to recalculate my UV. I have already did that, so I will uncheck that and say next, and I will set my resolution to 2K, but you can make it bigger. Then I will set my base color to black and say finish. Now I will double click on my material and I will go to reflectance. Then I will delete that default specular and I will add a GGX and I will add a texture to my layer color, or you can call it reflection color, and say create new texture. I will rename that reflection and say okay. Also, I will go to my roughness channel and create a new texture for that too, and let's rename that roughness and hit okay. But I will increase my roughness to 100 so that my texture will control the roughness. Now I will go to my texture tab, and these are my textures: color, reflection, and roughness. But I want to add 2 textures. Let's go to file, open texture, and I will load that ambient occlusion map that we backed. Then I will add another one, and it is that dark grunge texture. Now I will start to paint my reflection color, so switch to that, and then I will go to my layers. And by the way, if you look at the layout, it is very similar to Photoshop, so it's gonna be really easy if you ever use Photoshop. So first thing, I will select my ambient occlusion map, Ctrl C, go to my reflection and paste it. Then I will select the grunge map, select all, Ctrl C, go to reflection and paste it over. But I will scale it, it is too big, something like that. Then hit apply, and I'm gonna use that grunge map as a layer mask. So I will change blending mode to freeze, and let's look at the 3D view. Now I will add some variations. So I will select my occlusion map, go to functions and add a new layer, and I will paint it with white color. Then I will go to brushes, and I will go to my polygon pen basic grunge one. Also, I will put that in the description so you can download and use that. And these are basically Photoshop brushes. So if you have some good brushes, you can import that. Just go to file and say load brushes. So first I will select that brush, go to my layer, and I will start to paint some of the edges. Okay, now I will add a layer at the very top, and I will fill it with pure white. like that, so I can change that black color. As you can see, it is now full black and it's not reflect anything. So I will increase that a little so it will start to reflect. Now I will create another layer and I will paint this layer with my brushes. Okay, now I will decrease my opacity, something like that, to add some variation. Then I will go to texture and select my grunge map one more time, Ctrl C, go to reflection and paste it over. And I will decrease the amount, something like that. Now I will work on my roughness map. So I will go to roughness and I will paste over that grunge map that I have just copied. And let's see the result. So it's too much. Let's decrease the amount. And I will make a new layer. And I will paint it one more time with these brushes. Okay, now I will decrease the opacity to something like that. Then I will create a new layer, but this time I will paint them with black brush. And as the layer below, I will decrease that opacity too. Get something like that. Get some variation randomness. Now I will add another layer. Then select the basic brush and set my size to 1. And I will right click on my pressure or right click. Then I will enable my randomness. And also I will do the same thing for the hardness. And of course I need to change my color to white. Then I will imitate stretches or something like that. Okay, I think that's enough. Now I will right click and make a layer mask. Then change my color to black and change my brush to something like fingerprints. Then I will paint my layer mask. Now I will go to my color channel, go to material, select color, go to then layers, and I will add a new layer and I will fill it with white. Then I will decrease it. Maybe let's make it 4. It thought that there it is too black for me, but you can change it as you want. Then I will go to my reflection color, add a new layer. Then I will go to brush, select that one. I will paint these reflective parts. Then I will change my opacity. Something like, let's make it 20. And also I will decrease these stretches. And maybe we can change that to now I will create another layer in the reflection channel and select the white color, and I will select that brush. Then I will start to paint right here. It's kind of ambient occlusion, but the inverted version. Something like that. Then I will make another one, and this time I will decrease my size and paint one more time. Now let's work on the handle part. So I will go to my setup wizard, select all, then select handle, next, next, and I will make the base color black one more time, then finish, and open the material, go to reflectance, delete the default one, and add a GGX reflection color. I will rename that handle reflection, and I will add one for the roughness. And set my roughness to 100. Then I will select my material for the handle, but make sure that you uncheck that pencil icon. So now let's go to the reflection color, and I will load my ambient occlusion map for the handle. Select it and go to handle reflection texture and paste it over. Then I will copy that grunge texture and paste it over the handle and scale it. And I will set the blend mode to freeze. So let's check that out. So it looks like I don't see much, and I think the reason is in the ambient occlusion map is what parts are not bright enough, but I can change that. I will go to filter, color correction, and levels. And let's make something like that, then say OK, and enable the grunge texture. And now a lot better. So I will add another layer and fill it with white. Now I will create some kind of pattern that I can use for my bump map. To do that, I will go to materials, double click, create a new one, and I will only enable luminous channel, and also I will put that material to my handle so I can see. Then I will add a noise and scale it to something like 20. Let's make it 10%, or we can use something else. Yeah, let's use fire. And by the way, your viewport won't show the real result, so I am pressing Ctrl R, so it renders. Now I will right click on my object, select back material, set it to 2K, then I want luminance, auto UV off, then back. So I get something like that. I think I should turn off the knife, then bake one more time, yes. Now I will save that as JPEG. Then I will delete that back material tag and this new material. Turn on my knife and select the material for the handle. Double click on that and enable bump and create a new texture. Now I will paint my bump. Select the bump, go to layer, and I will import that texture we have just created. So I'm gonna copy that, Ctrl C, and paste it over my handle bump. So first let's check that. Okay, it looks nice, but I will add a mask, select brush, and set my color to black. Then I will paint these insides. I will also mask bump map for these screws, so I will just paint them with my brush with the thing, yes, black. Now I will select my roughness channel, go to layer, and I think I need to do that crunch material one more time, then go back to handle roughness and paste it over. And let's see. So obviously it is too much, and I will decrease that. Then I will make another layer, set my color to white, go to brush, and I want to select the hands. And fingerprints. Now I will select the reflection color of the handle, go to layers, and I will decrease the opacity of the ambient occlusion layer. Then I will add a new layer. My color is white. Then I am gonna select that brush and paint these edges. Now I will add another layer at the top of my reflection channel, and I will fill it with black. Then decrease the opacity. I did this because the handle looked too metallic, so if I add some black, it will look more plastic. Alright guys, I think that's enough. You can always add more details. Doesn't look that perfect, but I think it gave you an idea about how to paint objects in Cinema 4D and Bodypaint 3D. By the way, your textures will be under your scene, like this handle bump, roughness. If you don't have them, you can say file save texture as. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments or join the Discord group. And yeah, I see you in the next tutorials. Bye.